I called the fifth regular Senate meeting to orders. Starting out, we have a roll call question. My question today is, how many hot dogs could you eat in 10 minutes?
I think I can go upwards 25.
That would be an Iowa State record.
That'd be an Iowa State record. I take that.
Yeah,
Give me, me 17. I'll max out 17.
Maybe like 7 before I get sick.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 10 on a good day.
I can see myself with like a 6 or an 8, something in that area. I would enjoy 3 of them.
Wait, is it with or without the bun?
With the bun, but you can.
Oh,
condiments? Yeah.
Chili dogs?
Yeah.
I hate hot dogs. Probably like 5, but not 6.
You know, I haven't talked.
Probably
For.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I think I could eat at least a half a hot.
For reference, a 7 in 10 minutes and then through. All right, moving on to calls for changes to the order of the day. Are there any calls? If not, we move on to approval of last meeting's minutes. Oh, wait, no, I missed student forum. Are there any student forum or announcements? Caleb?
Same one that I made last meeting. I'm in the process of selling Glee Club tickets, as is President Kretzer. And my other one is Access will be having a meeting this upcoming Monday. Our in-person space will be the CME classroom. There's also a Zoom link that you can join as well, and it's around 4:30 to 5:30.
Next week is sorority recruitment, and with that happening, this room is being utilized, so we will be in the State College room for Senate next week.
Sure, they don't. For the person.
The university is still requesting some students to sit on some committees, and so if you haven't fulfilled your university committee requirement as a senator, please let me know, and I will go ahead and connect you with the committees that you can sit on. Yes.
How does the student teach?
That is something that we can figure out and just see, there may be some committees at night, we can just figure it out and just see how that works, you can talk to them. Last week we decided on ice cream after the Senate, if you're still interested in doing that, we go to 4 Queens, if I throw that out there, if you're still interested in doing that, that is still open. Oh, thank you.
Student forum or announcements? If not, we'll move on to calls for changes to the order of the day. There are, oh,
I just have a question. Do you want to talk about that bill we tabled last week?
okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
You guys like to talk about the bill that was tabled?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put that in special lists. And moving on, we go on to approval of last meeting's minutes. We have a second. Minutes are approved. On to special business. I'd like to invite our Director of Governmental Relations up to give his report.
First one. Yeah, we're all happy there. Okay. Slagging. We're gonna zoom in.
Difficult words.
It sure is. That's okay. All right, so I wanted to give you a final update on what we did last year in LLT because some stuff did happen over the summer when we weren't here, so I couldn't give a report on it, but the bill we followed, this was in my first report to the transitional Senate, but I put it in here again. The Council Compact made it through the House and the Senate, both unanimously, no votes, which was great. You don't see that in the legislature very often nowadays, so that was great. And then the governor did sign that into law. The last week she had available, I was continuing to reach out over the summer. So she wouldn't forget about it. I was working with her office. And then the governor signed that the last week she had available to her in Iowa. I think it was in the 20s on states that passed. A lot of states passed it and signed it into law this year through their legislatures and their governors. So it was really great that Iowa could be one of those states as well. Took our final trip to Des Moines on April 26th. Met with appropriation members, obviously that all played out, and I just put that in there because this was pre-appropriations talk where the money went all of that tuition raises everything, which we did talk about over the summer with the regions. So I just talked a little bit about who we met with. If you want to come back and look at this again, you can. And my contact information is up there. I can't stay for the whole meeting, but if you want to meet with me or you want to text or send me an email, it's all up there. We can schedule a meeting if you want to meet about anything your heart desires. Yes, and I wanted to put in that our state relations officer, Mary, did retire after over 30 years in the legislature in some form of some sort of there at the State House. She was here as our state relations officer since 2014, I believe, and just did tremendous work. We're really going to miss her. And they're currently looking for somebody. They're in the final stages of that. And I'm actually meeting next week with President Book's chief of staff where I'll get a little more information on that. So I don't know. I'm not. Obviously, we'll discuss whether that's to be shared at that point, but they're in the final stages of that from what I heard. So really good news and congratulations to Mary, well-deserved retirement, and she did a lot of great work for you guys. So just wanted to put her in there, make sure she was recognized. Her last meeting was the first summer board of regents meetings. And so I put it in there that they were looking at something. Obviously, this is a little bit older. I updated all of it, but I did put in the general budget decrease. The university did see a decrease in the general budget, 169 million. There's 8.1 for special purposes that I didn't put in there, but that's on there to what is now 167.1 million. You want to learn more about those numbers, you can go to the Board of Regents, the meetings, meeting minutes, meeting materials. All the financial information is in there for the three region institutions, what their operating budgets look like. Obviously, our operating budget is a lot smaller than Iowa and Iowa State. For reference, I think Iowa's is like 850. So big difference, and they provide hospitals, different services. So just wanted to put that in there. I put in some other the tuition increase that we saw, salary increases. Wanted to make sure all that information is in there. Applications for LLT are open if you're interested in applying. Tell your friends we're still looking for people. I just reached out to the College of Education today, got some help for their leadership. They're going to reach out and actually recommend some members of students that they think should apply, which I think was great. So they're going to do that. They had a few people in mind and they're working with the dean's office to figure that out. It's really good to have some education people involved, not just political science, which is fine too. And I've already got a few applicants and that show sheets over there to my interview papers. I'll be doing that. City council update. A lot to go through in the city council. I'll just bare bones it. I've been to 2 meetings so far. The first one was the first week we got back. And I actually did talk about parking. The city is opening up some parking on certain streets near the Dementia House and Engineering Division for a 2-hour period. It just passed its second time. It has to pass 3 times to council, and then students will be able to park there without getting ticketed. The problem is there wasn't adequate parking in some of those areas. The city, university requested for the city that they needed some help with that, and the city did that. I just spoke about, that'd be great if you could do that. We have a parking issue already, and we want to make sure that students in sort of those unorthodox different areas on campus that might not have easy access, make sure they have good places to park and plenty of time. 2 hours is more than enough, because in some of these areas, it's more lab-based classes rather than the 45 and then the hour 15 that we're used to. So I wanted to make sure there was ample time so students did get ticketed. That could happen too. Oh, and there's a new, so new mayor will be elected in November. Mayor Green is not running for re-election, so there will be a new mayor. There'll probably be some new council members as well. So just some changes going on with that. I just wanted to put in there the Board of Regents updates. We had two session meetings over the summer. I was only able to attend the first one. The second one I was out of state, so I couldn't go. But the first one, we met that there's a new regent, Regent Butler, retired. He wasn't reappointed and retired, so there's a new regent that made it through the Senate this last legislative session, became a new regent. Robert Kramer is his name. And then we talked about everything we're going to talk about coming up. And I'm actually also put in some numbers about tuition increases. You can all look back at this, the Northern Iowa wrote an article about it. There's information everywhere about it. I just wanted to make sure it was here in the report. But we did see a tuition increase of about 3.5% for in-state and out-of-state students. Non-residents, we saw the same thing for graduate students as well. And you can see there's increases in I think ISU saw the largest increase for any student group, which is about 4% of their graduate students. So pretty significant. I do put at the bottom enrollment numbers. We just put that in because we just got that information. Enrollment is at 9,021 students. We went up. We had an increase. It was very exciting. It's just really good to see an increase. It's been tough coming out of COVID. And then of course, here's the LLT applicant. I was doing this for sure. Take with it what you legislation. And here's the LLT QR code if you want to share that with people, if you want to scan it. You can be involved as senators in LLT. It is a time commitment, so just be aware of that, but we can go through that in the interview process or if you apply or however that goes. So if you're new to that whole area of government, don't worry about it. We do a lot of preps. We'll really be new by the time we get down to the State House. And really, I just think it's going to be a great year. To talk a little bit about the process federal relationship, which I'm working on right now. I'm, like I said, I'm meeting with the chief of staff of our Doak's office next week, and probably we're going to ask her some questions about that, what stuff she recommends and who to contact and all that information. I'm already doing some of that, but I just want to get her insight because she does some of that work as well. And like I said, I think it's going to be a good year. I think we're going to have a great year. Enrollment went up. And I can't wait to get back down to the State House in the spring. And we had some good meetings over the summer with regions too. So everything I didn't go through, you can find on this report, take a look, comb through it, contact me if you have any questions or concerns or you want to know more about anything. But I really wanted to keep it bare bones because there's a lot on here to get overboard. So anybody have any questions for me? I know I haven't talked fast. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Correct. Next order of business is our first, second, 14th, and 15th. I'd like to introduce Evan Winters. Had a good interview process with him. He's got some good ideas. I invite him to sit down. Hello, everybody. Introduce yourself.
My name is Evan Winter. I'm a junior here at the University of Northern Iowa. I study accounting, finance, and real estate, and I'm on a 5-year track, so still have 2 more years or 3 more years.
Questions for the apprentices?
Being soon as said that you've had some ideas, could you potentially share with us what some of them may be?
Yes. So throughout my 2 full years of experience here at UNI, and as a business major in general, I've kind of seen that, Curtis as a entity on campus facility is in a way ostracized from campus. At least it feels as like a business student. And many of you who aren't business students probably feel the same way. A majority of the things that I've heard from people who are not business majors is that Curtis is one of the most difficult buildings to go into. Like, it is over encumbering, you know, and you go in there, it's scary. People, some of them are dressed fancy, and then some of them just don't even talk to you, all that other stuff. And it's not a welcoming environment as it seems. So one thing that I would like to do is potentially get Curtis more involved in the rest of campus. So it's not like its own entity, its own little space on campus. Because we're all students, we're all, you know, together. So that's one thing. I would also just say that when I was in high school, I was in student government. It was a pretty laid back thing. We didn't do anything in our student government, but still I had a passion to represent my class, you know, for my school, you know, and so that's carried on to college. So I would like to make a change for the students.
Any further questions for the appointee? If not, I'd ask you to step out on the hallway. Ready to debate. Now we move on to a placard vote. All in favor? Any opposed, any abstentions? The vote of 4 yea, 0 nay, 0 abstain. With that. Is your right hand and repeat after me, it's okay as well. I state your name.
I, Evan Winter,
Promise to uphold and execute
promise to uphold and execute
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the Iowa student government
of the Northern Iowa Student Government
and the duties of my position
and the duties of my position
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
Pledge to improve the quality
and pledge to improve the quality
of the academic and student life
of the academic and student life
of my constituents at the university.
of my constituents at the University of Illinois.
Do this one.
Now the speaker.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hoping to do that in public. On to all.
I thought it was.
Oh, wait, yeah, one more special business. By the director of finance.
Let's see here first. Do you remember what number that bill was?
Should be in the minutes.
The minutes was due.
Okay. Because I met with a member of Panther Esports about this bill, because it was unclear whether or not it was like a due for a membership, or if it was like a subscription for like a gaming service or something. I did talk to their finance person in the org, and it is a due for a membership, which does make it against our guidelines. So I just wanted to clarify that for all of you, in case that clears anything up. Do you have questions?
Did they tell you how long they had until, how much time they had?
So this is a due for competitions. So if on their website, because Mike and I scrolled through the website just to see like what it was. And it has like a whole calendar of events. So I'm assuming that they just want it as soon as possible so they can compete in these various events. But because obviously with the guidelines and it being a due, it's a little bit weird for us. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're when I talked to the finance person, he didn't make it sound like they were in like a rush to get this money, but I do think that there are competitions that are contingent upon having seats in, so it's kind of up in the air whether or not they need it like now, you know what I mean?
I think I'm. If you just, as a recommendation, I would say we go no, it violates the guidelines, which we're trying to set a precedent for again. So I think it would be best if we vote this down.
We'd like to move into a placard vote. All applies. SFB 2024-25. There any debate or amendments? Any further debate or amendments? Now we move into a placard vote. All in favor? Any abstained? Any opposed? The vote of 0 yay, 4 nay, 1 abstained. SSB 2024-25 is not passed. Now moving on to
Josh Hudson.
Josh.
Motion for unanimous.
Is there a second? Okay. We now move into SSB 2024-31. The Women's Volleyball Club is requesting funds to cover the cost of new uniforms, broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-31 is hereby passed. SSB 4-32, Panther Esports is requesting funds to cover the cost of maintaining their Minecraft server, broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-32 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-33, Chi Alpha. Oh, this is a correction from the last one. Chi Alpha is requesting funds to cover the cost of facilities rental, not student employee cover. Broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-33 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-34. Kappa Sigma is requesting funds to cover the cost of hiring a band for their block party, broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-34 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-35. Via de Samba is requesting funds to cover the cost of buying instruments for their organization. Broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? Not, SSB 2024-35 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-36. Technology Club is requesting funds to cover the cost of supplies for their robot to compete in the robotics competition, broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? Senator Walsh.
To clarify, do we know how this is different from requesting membership into something?
This is actual, I didn't write all of the specifics because I didn't really know what they were. It was a bunch of actual parts to build a robot. So like, these are supplies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If not, SSB 2024-36 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-37, the Spectrum project is requesting funds to cover the cost of penny for a performer. Broken down as such. Are there any big board amendments? If not, SSB 2024-37 is here with us. SSB 2024-38, Panther Esports is requesting funds to cover the cost of ballroom rental for their Rocket League tournament. Broken down as such. Are there any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-38 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-39, Active Mind is requesting funds to cover the cost of supplies for their field flag event, broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-39 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-40, Panther Esports is requesting funds to cover the cost of ballroom for their Super Smash Bros. Broken down as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-40 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-41. Northern Iowa Symphony Orchestra is requesting registration from the Northern Iowa Student Government. Any debate? If not, SSB 2024-41 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-42. The Billions Choir. That's all.
That's it.
The choir is requesting recognition from the Northern Iowa Student Government. Other than the debate? If not, SSB 2024-42 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-43. And Dante Acapella. Did a little better on that one. Also. The acapella group is requesting recognition. Our registration is from the Northern Iowa Student Government. Are there any debates? If not, SSB 2024-43 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-44. Unihorn is requesting registration from the Northern Iowa Student Government. There's no debate. SSB 2024-44 is hereby passed. On to SSB 2024-45, the Outdoor Education and Leadership Alliance is requesting registration from the Northern Iowa Student Government. Are there any debate or amendments? Debate. If not, SSB 2024-45 is hereby passed. And SSB 2024-46, the International Student Association is requesting recognition or registration from the Northern Iowa Student Government. There's no debate or amendments. SSB 2024-46 is hereby passed. At this time, I bring the 5th regular Senate meeting to adjournment.